Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. As you can see from the title of this video, you can see it from the thumbnail of this video, we got a defensive stalwart for you guys here today, man. I was making some build ideas because I'm just like, you know what, why not go ahead and switch it up a bit? And I wanted to see what would happen if I came up with like a mainly rebounding and defensive focused, big man. And then I'm just like, what if I just made like a power forward just so we can still get like a stretch five that's able to, do a lot of the scoring and everything like that, because I can still be a good rebounder, still be like the main rebounder and just be like an all around kind of defender rather than just being like the scorer. So then the big man can take up the whole ordeal of being able to score on all three levels if necessary, while still being able to grab some boards himself and defend at least the interior. Meanwhile, I'll be able to guard on all three levels no matter what. So I decided to come up with that idea here. As you can see, this 6'9" power forward gets like almost 99 everything on the finishing, which is absolutely insane. But that's just because we also have a 7'5" wingspan here. And I wanted to mess around a little bit, and especially with like the ability of getting a 96 strength with our cap breakers. So anyway, let's talk about it. We have an 84 close shot, and a 65 driving layup, a 70 driving dunk, an 81 standing dunk, and an 87 post control. Man, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this, but let's just talk about it. The 84 close shot is what gives us the breakpoint for that silver paint prodigy badge, man. This badge is definitely going to help a little bit. It's not like it's going to help too much, but if we are in the paint, especially if we do have a mismatch or whatever, we are going to be able to score in the paint. And it says improves the player's ability to quickly and efficiently score down low. And that's the key thing, because if you guys remember where we had fast twitch that was in the game before, Paint Prodigy practically has taken that badge and just made it to where not only are you able to get up there more quickly, but you're also able to, score more effectively, especially down low. It works even on guards. So if you are just doing like standing layups or driving layups even, or whatever the case may be, you're still able to get up there and score more efficiently. And you are also able to get it off a little bit more quickly. So that's like really, really good. We get silver hook specialist as well in float game, just in case we have to use any of those. Not like it's 100% necessary, considering that I feel like hooks are just kind of not it this year. I don't think I've ever seen a single person use a hook shot this year, or at least like even make one this year. So that's just the weird thing there with paints scoring or scoring on the inside. You'll see people do some post fades. You'll see some people doing some drop steps. Maybe some post hops. But you never really see hooks at all. And our driving layup, I do want to mention our driving layup is a 65, nothing too crazy. Same with our driving dunk being a 70, it's nothing too crazy, but that does give us the ability to get some dunk animations, and especially get more dunk animations for us having the high standing dunk and the decent driving dunk as well. So that's pretty good there. Speaking of the standing dunk though, we do have the 81, which does give us the rise up badge on silver. So that's really, really good there. And then we also have Aerial Wizard on silver as well. But the post control being an 87, the main reason why we have it at an 87 and not any lower or not any higher is just because obviously we have a lot of our attributes or our potential really being on the bottom half of this page, really being, the defense, the rebounding, and even the physicals. As you can see with most of the physicals, you can see that we are utilizing a good amount of our overall potential here on this top side with finishing, but you can see that we're not using too much, especially for the next two sections with shooting and playmaking. So it's majority on the bottom. This is a very bottom heavy kind of build when it comes to the builder, just like with a big ass head. It's like you have a big head, you don't have any upper body strength, but you never skip leg day. That's the way that I see it when it comes to this builder, man. But in reality though, the 87 post control does give you that post up poet on gold. So if you really wanted to, you can still use post up poet on Hall of Fame. If you wanted to use that on one of the +1s for the tier 1 badge, and then the tier 2 badge, you can even have like Hall of Fame post powerhouse as well, if you so choose to do that. But you have a couple different options, but we do have the 87 just for the sake of having that post up poet badge on gold and getting that breakpoint. I feel like that's just a really, really good breakpoint there. We have unpluckable on silver. We have hook specialist as well. And then we also have that post powerhouse on gold. So pretty good stuff there. When it comes to shooting, we don't really have anything in terms of shooting that's good or even to mention. We do have a 70 free throw. That's really about it. But the 70 free throw is practically the only reason why we have like the mid range being at like a 49, as well as, you know, because of our close shot. And then same thing with the 3-point rating as well. So nothing too crazy here. Instead that, you know, we have like at least a little bit of free throw to utilize. And then when it comes to the playmaking end, though, we have a 45 ball handle. We have a 43 speed with balls. So we can get some dribble styles if needed, just not a whole lot. So we can get like a couple. But for the most part, not really going to be utilizing any good ones. We're not really going to be utilizing the ball too much unless we are in the post trying to get some post scoring with the post control and everything. That's really about it, though. And then we have a 75 pass accuracy, though. That does give us the breakpoint for a silver break starter. I always like to at least get the 75 for break starter on silver, because having that higher version of break starter rather than just bronze, we have it on silver, so that's just pretty good there, just so we're able to grab the boards and then be able to pass it down a little bit more effectively as well. And then we have, you know, dimers, so people can score a little bit more easier, especially on those break passes as well. Now here comes the bread and butter of this build, where we do have pretty good defense and rebounding. We have an 88 interior, we have an 84 perimeter, we have a 79 steal rating, an 84 block, and then literally for our rebounding, an 85 offensive, and a 96 defensive. Pretty good stuff here all around. So the 88 interior does give us that post lockdown badge on gold, so we're not going to get bullied as easily here. We do have also off-ball pest on gold, and then we also have paint patroller on silver as well. So we have some pretty good interior defensive badges and off-ball defense badges here. That is going to be pretty good. And then we talk about the perimeter defense also being at an 84, which is still really good. We don't have an 85 or anything to be able to get on-ball menace on silver. And that's the key thing, though. We don't get on-ball menace on silver, and also it didn't really matter if we had the 85 perimeter since we don't get that 76 agility. There is like a couple things that you can do there, especially like lowering the weight, then you'll be able to do that. But in my personal opinion, I don't really know what else I would sacrifice for this, unless it was going to be, you know, like a little bit more of like, you know, the driving layup ability, just to be able to try and get that 76 agility in the 85 perimeter defense, because everything else is just at ratings I feel like are just really good, or just have like really good breakpoints. Like here, for the example, it doesn't really matter too much because it just says relentless perimeter defender, when for the most part we are, you know, obviously good at being a perimeter defender, but we don't necessarily need to be, you know, relentless, considering that we do have gold and movable enforcer with the 84 perimeter defense rating as well. That's like really the main thing here that I definitely wanted to bring up, was the fact that we have on-ball menace at a low tier, but we make up for it with having a higher tiered version of immovable enforcer, because we have that high strength to utilize. Now, if we were able to get to the 89 perimeter defensive rating just to get that Hall of Fame, then imagine that we could use the +1 to get Hall of Fame, or to get legend, with this being on Hall of Fame. So it's like, with that being said, though, I will literally show you guys that you do not get the 89, though. That's definitely the one thing I wanted to show you guys, was that you do not get the 89. So don't get the impression that you're able to, unless you really, really find a way to get that with the wingspan and all that stuff. Like, it's going to be very, very hard to do and keep everything, you know, intact pretty much. But obviously there is a will, there is a way. So I'm pretty sure some of you guys are going to be able to find out a way to get that 89 perimeter defense for Hall of Fame movable enforcer. And even to get, you know, the 76 agility on top of that by dropping the weight down as well. You could even use the +1 cap breaker from this season from reaching level 40 in order to just get that 1 extra point for agility. That's something that you could easily do just so you can reach that breakpoint for on-ball menace, as well on top of getting that immovable enforcer badge on Hall of Fame, then use it on legend. There's just like a lot of opportunities when it comes to cap breakers this year, which makes a lot of these builds pretty fun to try and make and to try and come up with ideas on, hey, I'm going to plan on utilizing this with cap breakers and so on and so forth. So keep that in mind as well. Cap breakers are very important to keep in mind when making builds, especially if you are planning on going pretty deep into the year with these builds. But on top of that, we do have Challenger on silver. We do have Pick Dodger on silver as well. We have Gold Off-Ball Pass, as we mentioned. So we still have some really, really good defensive stats for on-ball defense. But for the most part, the immovable enforcer is going to be the heavy hitter alongside Off-Ball Pass. Those are going to be the two heavy hitter badges that we are going to be utilizing the most when we are guarding the perimeter. Now, when it comes to the steal rating only being a 79, I mean, it's only a 79 because we do get that glove on silver. So it's not going to be bronze. It's not going to be gold. It's silver. So it's right there in the middle to where it's just like, it's in between being really, really good and, you know, not really that useful at all, other than just getting a couple of better animations that still isn't going to give you much more out of it. But Interceptor being on silver is really good. Obviously, it doesn't require a whole lot in order to get Silver Interceptor for the most part. And then Silver Glove, though, isn't going to be 100% necessary, but you do have it just in case. Now, when it comes to the block rating, though, we do have an 84 block, which the 84 block does give you that Paint Patroller badge on silver at that breakpoint, so that's really, really good. And then we also have Pogo Stick on silver and High Flying Denier on silver as well. And that's like really the key thing here is not really utilizing a higher block rating or vertical, because the original idea that I had was having like a super high rebounding, be able to get High Flying Denier as well, or even just having like the gold plus Pogo Stick as well to be able to utilize more rebounds. But obviously, with us being this balanced everywhere, and I also wanted to make sure that we were a little bit more balanced, I do have another version of this that doesn't have, you know, as great of you know, scoring for finishing, and also relies on having the 99 defensive rebound here. But what's good about the 96 rebound here, which we'll talk more about here in a second, is the fact that cap breakers, man, cap breakers, cap breakers, cap breakers. So here, I just decided to go with the 84. It was a good break point. We don't really need to upgrade it anymore because having a 93, that takes up a lot. So then we wouldn't be able to get much finishing anyway, on top of us having, you know, the 96 plus defensive rebound that we already have, so on and so forth. You guys understand. So that's the really, really, really good part about this particular build, is that we are utilizing the fact that we can use cap breakers eventually. And the really, really great thing about all of this just in general is the fact that when I was making this build, I had the idea of just being able to utilize the badge elevator for Rebound Chaser to bring it to Hall of Fame immediately when rebirthing the build. And then like obviously upgrading my defense rebound all the way up just so I can get the Rebound Chaser badge on Hall of Fame. And then on top of that, just be able to use my cap breakers to get it to a 99. But obviously, I won't be able to get the cap breakers right away, so I'll just be using the +1, you know, badge, or like the +1 badge tier, just to get it on legend until I can utilize the cap breakers. And then when I have the cap breakers, getting that to obviously legend is going to be pretty easy, pretty simple at that point. It just takes time. And then I can just use that +1 somewhere else, especially utilizing it on Box Out Beast. That's the key thing, is utilizing it on Box Out Beast to have Legend Box Out Beast. And then also having the Legend Rebound Chaser, just from using those 3 cap breakers. So that's the main reason why I have my rebounding set like this, instead of just having the 99. So with that being said, though, we do get those 2 box out beast and rebound chaser on Hall of Fame, pogo stick on silver. Eventually, if we do keep getting more cap breakers throughout the seasons, obviously, then we can just throw some more on for vertical to get that a little bit higher, to get pogo stick higher, but who knows. But our physicals, we do have 73 speed, which is the break point for slippery off ball on silver. Wanted to at least have that silver, just so we're not, completely useless off the ball, so we can at least get a little bit more, slippery, obviously, as the badge name says, so we can just utilize that a little bit more, just to be able to get some more cuts off into the paint, be able to just utilize it a bit more instead of just being able to just sit in the corner or, only setting screens and not being able to get inside the paint. So with it being on silver, I know it's not too crazy, but when it comes to like having like bigs, most of the time these bigs are not going to have like a high agility or like a high, immovable enforcer or anything, just to be able to stop us or, prevent us from getting around. Or even off-ball pest. I mean, they'll have like a good off-ball pest, but for the most part, if we can just at least get around them with us having like a higher agility and higher speed than them, then that just makes it really, really good. But we have the high flying denier badge on silver. It's like off-ball silver. Pretty good stuff there. The 75 agility, I mean, it's maxed out, but that is the break point for pick dodger on silver, so that's pretty good. No shifty shooter, but we have bronze on ball menace, and then silver, slippery, and pick dodger. The strength being a 91, I was definitely thinking about having this a little bit higher, especially on the original version of this build as well, where I was thinking of obviously having the legend box out beast and legend rebound chaser, but obviously with this version doesn't make a whole lot of sense here. I mean, we could still utilize 3 cap breakers on our rebounding, and then, just so we can get legend on rebound chaser, and then we can just wait until we have, the extra cap breakers from being able to have the +5 on strength, just so we can utilize the legend box out beast at that point as well. And then we can also utilize some other stuff, because we do have, gold brick wall, which will go up to Hall of Fame at a 95. Immovable enforcer, we already talked about, but that's already at the break point for the Hall of Fame version of immovable enforcer. Then, obviously we are not able to get the post lockdown, so that's unfortunate, unless we wanted to use 5 cap breakers on interior, but obviously we would have to sacrifice other cap breakers elsewhere. But this is where you can pick and choose, and then post powerhouse on gold as well. So we can pick and choose where our cap breakers are, but most importantly, it's like the cap breakers are mostly going to be used around, your defense and your rebounding, and even your physicals when it comes to like strength and or vertical. So that's just like another key thing there. But we don't get physical finisher, we don't get strong handle. There's no point in those with this build. But hey, we talked about the vertical, so let's talk about the vertical real quick. Being at 74, that's the break point for high flying denier on silver. And then with it, we also have pogo stick, aerial wizard, and rise up all on silver as well. So pretty good stuff here. Let's go ahead. Let's see the shades of Rockets, all-time Rockets, Elvin Hayes. We got Evan Mobley there, as well as Aaron Gordon for some reason. Don't really think Aaron Gordon is considered a defensive stalwart. And I tried doing a face creation. As you can see, I literally tried doing a face creation for Elvin Hayes, but I think it would look a lot better if I had the chops. But unfortunately, there is no chops in the game. That's a big L, 2K. 2K just took a big L by not giving us the chops. So that's unfortunate. If I was able to get chops, maybe it'll look a little bit more like Elvin Hayes instead of like and instead of whatever that one's guy, Swen Nader. Is that who I'm thinking of? Is that who this guy looks like? Swen Nader? With that facial hair with that mustache? I don't know. I don't even think that's who I'm thinking of. And I think Swen Nader's white as well. So, Anyway, other than that, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video, man. That's going to be it for me. We got plenty of other builds coming up soon to the channel. Anthony Edwards, all kinds of other ones. Mike Conley as well. I kind of want to show you guys that version that I made, which is pretty cool. But yeah, let me know if there's anything else that you guys want to see you know, me probably come up with. I mean, I made this and it's pretty interesting. I can't believe I found another rare build, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. That's going to be it for me. I'll see you all in the next one. Later, everybody.